as it can get current. So the music signal is in the power cords, it's in the speaker wires, it's in the signal wires. So everything is a music transmission line.
안녕하세요. 하이파이 클럽 한창원입니다. 제가 지금 비엔나 오디오 쇼에 와 있는데요. 이렇게 또 오늘 그 오디오 그룹 덴마크 수장이시죠? 마이클 브레센 씨하고 잠깐 인터뷰할 시간을 가져서 같이 인터뷰를 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 만나뵙게 돼서 반갑습니다. 저희가 만난 지 꽤 되죠?
Yes, it has, certainly. Thank you guys for showing up here in Vienna. It's the first time here. It's for us an exciting new venue, and it's very nice to see our trusted partners from Korea showing up here. And it's a pleasure to be able to do the interview with you. Thank you.
오디오 그룹 덴마크 하면은 이제 보레센 스피커 브랜드가 있고 아빅 앰프, 안수조 케이블 및 액세서리, 그리고 이제 억세스까지 굉장히 많은 제품들이 있고 그 각 브랜드의 엄청난 모델의 또 제품들을 개발 이렇게 출시하고 있는데, 그렇게 많은 제품들을 어떻게 이렇게 개발을 해낼 수 있는지, 도대체 개발 인원은 몇 명이나 되고 하루 몇 시간을 일하길래 이렇게 많은 제품들이 생산될 수 있는지, 그 부분이 개인적으로 되게 궁금했습니다.
Well, well, thank you. Yeah, we are a good team. I have very good skilled people around me. So I think the most difficult part is to get the right product idea. And from when you have the product idea, the rest is just work, basically. So creating products for these brands is, first of all, it's a passion. And when you have a passion, you don't really count hours. And we have many products, yeah, but we have also been living for a long time. So the creation, the process, we have sort of like a core group, which is Lars, Flemming Rasmussen and I. And when we get that, we get the sort of like the outline ready and the specs ready. Then I have a very good development team in the electronics, which is Bjarne, Mikkel and Ole. So that's 3 guys there. And then I have another team on the mechanical side, which is Rasmus and me and Henning. And we create these products together. That means that I can deliver pretty much a concept. And because they're already so familiar with what we do, they can finish it. And once it's finished, then we review it together and we start prototyping. And that's how these products come into life. So basically we are like 8 people doing R&D on the products.
이번 이제 비엔나 오디오 쇼에 또 그 A 시리즈 스피커를 새로 또 출시를 하셨어요. 그래서 A 시리즈 스피커에 대해서 간단하게 설명을 좀 부탁드리겠습니다.
Yeah, we recently were able to lower our production costs on the X, and that actually created a vacuum in terms of our line with the entry-level X going all the way to the C. So there was sort of like a middle ground. So we took some of the technology out of the C and used that in the new A. The base mid-range driver is the same as the X, and then we made a better crossover. We also would like to talk to more people with a more stringent furniture-like design with the wooden finishes and the walnut veneer. And so we sort of like took some of the design elements from our former O series of speakers and put into this. So we made a very furniture-friendly look and visuals on the speaker, and a very nice performance for the price tier.
제 개인적으로 오디오 그룹 덴마크 제품들을 많이 이렇게 들어보고 경험해 보면서 느낀 건데요. 이 각 등급별로 음질 차이가 좀 다른 브랜드에 비해서도 심하게 나다 보니까 개인적으로 케이블을 얘기를 하면 A 시리즈 케이블을 굉장히 좋아합니다. 근데 A 시리즈 케이블이 듣고 되게 좋았는데 그 상급 모델인 이제 C 시리즈나 D 시리즈를 들으면 상대적으로 A 시리즈가 좀 손해를 보는 그런 케이스들이 있다고 생각을 하거든요. 그렇게 등급별, 모델별로 이렇게 음질 차이를 낼 수 있는 그 기술력도 대단하다고 생각하고요. 그냥 제 개인적인 궁금한 건데, 그 케이블은 그 개인적으로 제일 좋아하는 시리즈의 케이블은 어떤 케이블이 있는지 그게 궁금합니다.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I never get what I want at home, so I always end up with some kind of prototype at home. But I have now a Silver Supreme prototype in my system at home. I have a personal philosophy. I never take sellable products out of the company because they need to work around me. So that's what I have. I would love to have a gold signature, but I don't.
오디오그래프 덴마크 하면 이제 테슬라 코일이라는 기술이 제일 대표적이고, 그리고 이제 스피커 쪽에 이제 뭐 아이언 프리 드라이버라든가 어떤 지르코늄이라든가 그 다양한 재료들. 그래서 제 생각에 오디오그래프 덴마크는 전기 전자공학보다 오히려 재료공학에 집중하는 그런 브랜드라 할 정도로 독창적인 재료나 이런 거를 많이 사용을 하는데, 어떻게 그거를 어떤 스펙적인 그런 과학적인 근거를 갖고 그런 재료를 선택하시는 건지, 아니면 이것저것 모든 재료를 다 이 실험을 하면서 사용을 하다 보니까 그 재료가 이렇게 음질적인 특성을 갖게 됐다, 이렇게 되는 건지 그 부분도 또 궁금합니다.
I think that if you look at our materials as such, you talk about the iron-free magnet system. That's very much science. You talk about Tesla coil. That is also very much science, because that's Tesla coil is something that comes from maritime communication equipment. And when you have a VHF radio, it really needs to be good, and you can listen as deep into the noise gravel as possible. And there, Tesla coil-like devices are used to quench the sidebands on the antenna receiver. So in that respect, that is also very much science. When it comes to materials, it is sort of like a borderline between the voodoo land and the science on the one side. But when we work on these materials and we see what kind of materials that are really functioning, they all seem to belong in the same group in the periodic table. And for some reason, these elements, it's also elements that our body accepts. So when as an example, zirconium is a material that is used when you when you make a pacemaker inside the body. That electrode there has zirconium coating. Some of the teeth we put into our body. So it seems like materials our body likes or accepts is also sounding good for some reason. So there's also a little link. But the way we evaluate it is always we listen to it, and if it works, it works, and then we try to see how is the connection afterwards. So it's very much a playground we have, where Lars and I test different materials. There's never a week without a funny test. And what we do is most often we create a darks out of the material and just put it on our products. Then we know what that material does. What is the tone? What is the character? Is it something we can incorporate? How does it work? So those are the things. And often we can create these materials also very scientific, but we use a PVA or a particle accelerator to embed these materials into materials we already know. So we can create a surface layer of hafnium or zirconium, whatever, on our materials, and then we can test and try. And in Denmark, we have this research facility called the Technological Institute, which is a government-owned enterprise. But the job of that is to create technological advances for small and mid-sized Danish companies. So they are very happy to help us test these things. So that's how we get around it. That's how we get into these materials.
오디오그래프 덴마크 하면은 이제 노이즈에 대한 어떤 이해도가 이제 타 브랜드하고는 정말 비교가 안 될 정도로 엄청난 수준의 어떤 그 노이즈 제어 능력을 갖고 있는 그런 브랜드라고 할 수 있고, 뭐 예를 들면 그 DTC3급 파워 코드에 들어가 있는 그 액티브 스퀘어 테슬라 코일 기술을 보면 진짜 다른 그 어떤 파워 코드에서는 그 실현 불가능한 그런 마이크로 디테일이라든가 엄청난 음질을 내주는데, 과연 오디오에서 노이즈는 무엇이고 이 노이즈가 오디오 음질을 어떻게 해치는지 그 오디오 그룹 덴마크 입장에서 설명을 해주신다면요.
I think that the problem is that when you attach a cable to a device, that cable becomes an antenna. So the cable itself would pick up radio frequency noise. That can be Wi-Fi, that can be cell phone, that can be lamps, that everything produces radio frequency noise. And the more the cable cannot pick that up, the worse of an antenna it is, the better it will function. The lower noise it will take in. But there are other elements of a cable that are as important. So you need to lower the noise bleed in, the antenna effect, but you also need the signal to go through. So a cable needs to be able to handle current transients. And now with modern amplification elements, the signal going to the speaker is also present in the power cord, because as the speaker calls for current, amplifier delivers current, but they can only deliver current as it can get current. So the music signal is in the power cords, it's in the speaker wires, it's in the signal wires. So everything is a music transmission line. And there are things like you cannot have inductance. So you need cables to be very, very low in inductance. You also need them to be mechanically very, very stable, because when you have currents going like this, wires do like this, and they flex their isolation and bounces back, and that creates its own micro signal. So mechanical stability, very, very low inductance, and being a very, very poor antenna. Those are the design goals of cables. And when you go up in our levels, that's exactly what differentiates one level to the next level to the next level. Those are those parameters.
사실은 정말 물어보고 싶은 것들이 되게 많은데, 여기가 지금 현재 오디오 쇼 지금 현장이고 시간적인 제한이 있어서 저희가 근데 마침 또 9월 달에 오디오 그룹 덴마크 이 공장 탐방을 하기로 했거든요. 그때 한번 더 디테일한 제 개인적인 궁금한 것들을 물어보기로 하고, 그래도 또 마이클 보레센 씨가 또 스피커 개발자니까 또 보레센 스피커를 얘기를 하면은 이 드라이버 질량을 되게 좀 중요시 생각하시는 것 같은데, 그거에 대해서 좀 설명 부탁드립니다.
I think like if you are a chef in a kitchen, you cook, you can make food no better than the ingredients you put in. And if you cook a speaker or design a speaker, you can make no better speaker than the drivers. So our focus is sort of like, how can we improve driver technology? And our iron-free magnet system is a very good example of that. Because with that, we take the iron out and replace that by rings of copper or silver or gold. By doing that, we get much, much lower induction in the driver. And when we have lower induction, we have less back EMI. We also have a much, much faster rise time, allowing for greater detail. And if you look at the tweeter, you know, the membrane is quite big. It's the same area as two 30 millimeter domes, but it weighs 1/100th of a dome or 1/50th of a dome. So you have extremely low moving mass. You have a neodymium magnet system. You have high sensitivity and almost no mass. And that means that the sound or the emission of sound from it is very true to the signal, because there's no mass to store energy. So I think that working with low mass on a tweeter, very high dynamic, resolute magnet system creates a foundation for creating something unique.
이제 안소주 케이블에 들어가 있는 이제 테슬라 코일 기술도 그렇고, 그 말씀해주신 아이언 프리 드라이버도 보면은 진짜 다른 브랜드하고는 그 비교가 불가할 정도로 압도적인 음질을 내주고 있다는 거를 이제 저는 경험을 해서 알고 있는데 어떻습니까? 뭐 해외 시장에서 현재 지금 이 오디오그룹 덴마크 이 제품들을 알아주고 많은 부분이 이렇게 세계 시장에서 판매가 되고 있는지 그 부분도
I think that we are, in hi-fi terms, still a young company. We've been producing speakers for less than 10 years. Our company with the cables is 15 years old. So in all respect, we are a small company, we are a growing company, and we get more and more recognition. And of course, we see that also in improved sales in different areas of the world. Asia is now picking up significantly. Maybe also thanks to Danny, who has a very good contact now, and thanks to you guys as well. So I think that we are getting more and more of that recognition. But the hi-fi business is also a business of old actors, and not every one of them are happy with us.
자, 이제 마지막 질문 하겠습니다. 사실은 지금 저 M8 스피커가 오늘 여기 전시되지 않을까 기대를 갖고 왔는데 스피커 실물은 없고 벽에 그림만 그려져 있는데 그 M8 스피커는 제가 9월 달에 오디오그룹 덴마크 공장에 그 가면은 볼 수 있는 겁니까?
Yeah, you will be experiencing the M speaker, and I can tell you exactly why it's not here, but there. It's because I fly home Sunday night, and already on Monday I have visitors. And if we took the speaker here, we could not show them there. So it's a matter of supply and demand, so to say, and that's why they're not here. But they will be there present when you arrive in September, and I'm looking forward to welcome you guys there and show you exactly what we are all about. We have a very open factory, so to speak. We show you how we manufacture the drivers. We show you how we manufacture the cables. We show you how we manufacture the electronics. And we will show you what it's capable of in our controlled environment, where we have the M8 on display together with our 400 watt monoblocks and the best preamp we have and the Gold Signature cables. So we have a really, really nice setup there. And I can promise you that music experience in that room, in that setup, is very different.
네, 저도 아주 큰 기대가 되고 있습니다. 아무튼 바쁘신 와중에 이렇게 그 인터뷰 해주셔서 대단히 감사하고요. 그러면 9월에 그 덴마크에서 뵙겠습니다.
Was that?
very much. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. I've been in Korea a couple of times in my life. Last time I went to visit you guys, and we did some talking, saw some things, visit magazines as well. It was nice. I look forward to go back and see you guys. Hopefully late fall this year, there will be a chance to go, and Korean bark will be.
No. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
네, 지금까지 오디오그룹 덴마크 마이클 보레센 씨와 짧은 인터뷰를 나눠봤습니다. 시청해 주셔서 대단히 감사합니다. 고맙습니다.